This is the instructional how-to video for the Clint patina trailer. Fixing to mount your generator on the platform. We hadn't got to that point yet. I wanted to go ahead and make the instructional video. So we'll go over the plumbing in your restroom. There's a video that you're going to have for the winterization process with using this blowout valve itself. We'll go to that here in just a moment. We have your 100 amp panel. I've got it plugged into shore power. That way I can demonstrate how everything works properly. We'll go ahead and read the temperature in the restroom for the hot water. We're at 118 degrees. Water pump located here, or switch for it. Turn it on, be able to operate the faucet. Of course, your foot flush toilet. You have. Want to definitely make sure that you do your winterization to keep everything from freezing in freezing cold weather. We have your city water fill box. This is for filling the fresh water tank and running the water pump. This here is for your sink package itself. You do have one on the V-nose on the passenger side for the restroom. You have your city water fill that you can hook up your pressurized water line. Make sure that your water pump switch is in the off position. We've got our waste drain valve for the sink package. Once you hook your line up, you can use either a 3-inch line or a 3/4 inch line. And once you have that line hooked up, simply pull this gate valve and water is going to flow out like so. Go ahead and show you the This is for their 3-bin sink. Got it heating temperature. I'll go ahead and show you the AC unit. Reading at 66 degrees. It is a quite humid, muggy day today. I'll go ahead and show you the operation of the plugs and the working order. I've got the freezer at -7. I'm going to make sure that all my valves are in the off position. I know the fryers are in the off position. I just got done checking those. We're going to go ahead and fire up the equipment. In doing so, we're going to turn the hood switch on, both of them. I'll show you the operation of your exterior LED lights. We have one above the entry door to the restroom. That's your city water fill box for the toilet and restroom package itself. You have your awning. Go ahead and open up your window. Both latches. Door's going to flip up. Flip up counter in the middle. Press upward. Countertop will stay in the upright position. Now, since we have everything in the off position inside and the hood fan's on, we're going to go ahead. I've got a live propane tank. I'm going to turn the gas on. I'm giving pressure all the way to the regulator. I'm here. I can't go past this. Once I turn this valve on, turn it on very slowly, and you're going to listen for any sound movement through here. If I heard rushing gas come through here, I would immediately shut this off, go inside, figure out where a control valve was open. If you don't see anything open, definitely want to have a gas company come out and check for any broken lines possible. But we know that everything is pressurized and good to go. Again, we're running off of one tank, and so this is going to show the operation of how to fire the equipment. Also, I've got the fridge, one at 33 and one at 34 degrees. So we're going to take a lighter like this for lighting. With everything in the off position, you're going to light the pallets. As you can see, I have the pallets lit. Go ahead and light the oven. By doing so, I'm going to turn this to the low position. I'm going to open up the clamp here. I will press in this button here and ignite the lighter here. As you can see, the pallet is lit. I'm still holding this button in. If I let off and the pallet light stays lit, you can see now I have fire below. I'm good to go. At this point, you can shut this door back. That is further not needed. And then you have full control for your oven range itself. One rack. 5 different positions, and that's the standard mounting legs that come with it, which we use different legs for bolting purposes. I'm going to go ahead and turn right behind me to the steam table, in which case these will be in the off position as well. Low setting, high setting. And the shutoff valve for the steam table itself is right here. around to the griddle. These remain in the off position. At the end of the flexible style hose is your pilot light. The gas valve for the griddle itself is located below the griddle. Over to the deep fryers. This will stay in the off position. We will roll the pilot button to where the L meets the red dot and push. It'll allow you to push in, as you can see, like so. I'm gonna have to lay the camera down for a minute so I can light this. They call it a thermocoupler. I'm going to continue holding the button in place until it gets nice and hot. I have now let off the button. As long as your pilot stays lit, you can roll this over to the on position. On meets the red dot. When done with the fryer, or the fryers at the end of the day, make sure you turn these back to the off position, and this will be to the off position as well. If you let off your pilot too quick, it will go out. So as you see, I'm going to start again. Turn this back off, turn the pilot on. Thermo is a little stubborn on this one. There we go. For some reason that took a little bit longer, I'm not sure why. Turn it to the on position. You'll see this shield that I did remove, just making it easier to see. And when done, again, just make sure you turn this back to the off position. We'll go ahead and turn the gas off so we can go over the remaining part of the video. Make sure you always turn the tanks and the lines here at the rear of the trailer in the off position. Alrighty, so for AC control, knob right here turns the unit off. This knob is the temperature control. You do have your roof vents that you can manually open and close. For transport, always have them in the closed position, as crosswinds could damage the roof vents. As far as you have your fire suppression system in line, you will need to get your fire suppression system serviced periodically, but as soon as you get back to your state, you'll need to have your local fire marshal come out and they will do a test. So this system is set, but it's not active, as the CO2 cartridge that's in here is not in place due to driving reasons. So when you do get back to your hometown state, you'll need to have your local health department and fire marshal come out so they can do their testing and give you your certifications. We do have a warning label posted on every trailer. Need to follow these, know these in and out. It's for your safety in the trailer. Need to make sure that if you do smell any excessive gas, you immediately get out, shut everything down. Propane is highly flammable. You want to make sure that your electric is always up and running correctly on the right generator or shore power. Refrigeration, we leave all the packaging in its original packaging. That way nothing gets lost or removed. For your steam table, you'll have a pan for water that goes in first, and then you'll have your food pans. You can do whether it's full or halves or thirds or quarters. Many different food pans to choose from. But you'll definitely have one pan for water and then the remaining pans for your food. We do have this switch located here that controls your awning as you see it rolling out. Make sure that there's no high wind coming through that day, as wind can be the first thing that destroys an awning. So always make sure that it's a nice day, no heavy extreme amount of wind. For retracting back in, you'll simply hold this button down and the awning will roll back to the back in the upright position. Always do a thorough check, making sure that everything's locked up, shut down properly, which we're going to go over here. Protocol for transportation reasons. Alrighty. Windows we have in the down position for transport always. Never transport any of your fryers with oil in them. You'll need to evacuate all of the oil and put it in something to properly transport. You have your grease pan located here. And there's also a grease pan for your stove itself located here. Your burners will be wire tied in place with metal wire ties that will periodically need to be exchanged out due to the heat. Eventually, again, we're going to use a baling wire, but eventually they will need to be changed out. Periodically, you are going to need to have your service done on your vent system. You will see a large amount of grease, probably over your deep fryers and your filtration from the grease in the air. So probably once a month you're going to need to have this cleaned out. You can have hot water and mild degreaser for cleaning the air vents. These are removable. As far as the fans, they will need to be cleaned by a professional company. You have a grease catch-all cup here. As you can see, there is an angled piece on both sides that does angle to this grease cup. Make sure that the grease this is not going to be running over, as right below it is one of your deep fryers and could possibly cause a fire. We don't want that. Your interior next to your light switches located here. Water pump for the sink package located here. You have your mop sink, 30-gallon freshwater tank. You have your grease trap and your water heater back in the back corner. It's kind of hard to, you can barely see it in this video. Before I ever plugged the water heater in, I made sure I had continuous water flow. This tells me that the water heater is full of water before putting electricity to it. If you put electricity to a water heater without water in it, it will burn up the element and be down for a few hours. This is the other 30-gallon freshwater tank, as you had 80 gallons of freshwater indicated for your trailer. You want to make sure this is in the off position for transport. Same thing with your AC unit. Make sure it's in the off position. You can turn these off. Turn your freezer off. Again, make sure that all your grease is evacuated out. Make sure your burners are strapped in place at always. Make sure any loose items are fastened in a safe way. Make sure your cap is in place. You don't want to be transporting down the road with the cap hanging off, so this needs to be, make sure it's shut. Likewise, always good to check your lug nuts, make sure they're good and tight. Make sure your power cord is back in place, which would be run in here in your restroom. This is your cable hatch, which you can feed the power cord down through below. The generator will be strapped in place on the generator platform. Press upward and your counter folds down. Sorry for the very tall window. You have to jump up. You want to make sure that those are locked in place and that a pin is in each one of them for safe transport. Propane cages always need to be locked. Gas always in the off position. Always check drive lights, tail lights, running lights, as fuses in your truck will blow easily sometimes if you plug in with a wet or with rain or condensation on the trailer plug. We thank you for taking the time to view this video. This is for instructional purposes only. If you have any questions, give us a call, 615-641-7720. Thank you for your time.